Live on YouTube. I'm going to start my whole thing here. Hope everyone's having and is having a beautiful, amazing, gorgeous day with themselves and with life, etc. Okay. Live on YouTube. I'm going to start my whole thing here. And I'm going to mute that and put this back up. Okay. Got it. Now we're going to start. Oh, hello, everybody, and thank you for joining. This is Most Things Hypnosis. My name is Isla Brock, and I am your host in Most Things Hypnosis. I'm a certified hypnotherapist here in Visalia, California, and it's in the Central Valley between LA and Sacramento. Okay, so let's I'm just going to go right into it. I'm going to tell the story. It's got a profound meaning to it, and I hope it may resonate with some of you. So just listen up, and I'll talk not too fast, but you listen. Over 20 years ago in Nashville, Tennessee, during the first week in January of 1996, more than 4,000 baseball coaches descended upon Opry Hotel for the 52nd annual ABCA's convention. While I waited in line to register, this is the person that wrote it, this is not me. Waited in line to register with the hotel, I heard more than other veteran coaches rumbling about the lineup of speakers scheduled to present during the weekend. And they were scheduled. So one name kept popping up, and it kept over and over again resurfacing. And the same sentiment just kept appearing over and over again. John Scalinas is here. And one man's like, oh man, worth every penny of airfare. Well, who is John Scalinas, I wondered. No matter, I was happy to be there. In 1996, Coach Scalinas was 78 years old and had retired 5 years before. He retired from a college coaching career that began in 1948. He shuffled to the stage to an impressive standing ovation, wearing dark polyester pants, a light blue shirt, and a string around his neck from which home plate hung. A full-sized, stark white home plate. Seriously, I wonder, who is this guy? And after speaking for a while, he not once mentioning the prop around his neck, Coach Scalinas appeared to notice the snickering about it. Even those who knew Coach Scalinas had wondered what exactly was going on with this, or if he had simply forgotten about the home plate wrapped around his neck. And then finally, you probably are all wondering why I'm wearing home plate around my neck, he said, his voice grizzly. I laughed along with others, acknowledging the possibility. I may be old, but I'm not crazy. The reason I stand before you today is to share with you, all of you baseball people, that what I have learned in my life and what I've learned about home plate in my 78 years. And several hands went up when Scalinas asked how many Little League coaches were in the room. And he threw out, do you know how wide home plate is in Little League? And after a pause, someone yelled, 17 inches. More of a question. That's right. How about Babe Ruth's day? Any Babe Ruth coaches here? Another long pause. Someone yelled out, I guess, 17 inches? That's right, Scalinas said. Now, how many high school coaches do we have in the room? Hundreds of hands shot up. And as the pattern began to appear, how wide is home plate in high school baseball? 17 inches, they said, more confident. You're right, Scalinas said. And you college coaches, how wide is home plate in college? And again, a unison of 17 inches. Any minor league coaches here? How wide is home plate in pro ball? 17 inches. Right, said the major leagues and all major leagues. How wide home plate is in the major leagues, all of them? 17 inches, he confirmed, his voice bellowing off the walls. And what do they do with a big league pitcher who can't throw the ball over 17 inches, they send them to Pocatello, and that drew some laughter. Well, what they don't do is this. They don't say, oh, that's okay, Jimmy. If you can't hit a 17-inch target, it's okay. We'll make it 18 inches or 19 inches. We'll make it 20 inches so that you have a better chance of hitting it. If you can't hit that, let us know and we'll make it wider still. We'll say 25 inches. Coaches, what do we do when your best players show up late to practice, or when our team rules forbid facial hair and a guy shows up unshaven? What if he gets caught drinking? Do we hold him accountable, or do we change the rules to fit him? Do we widen home plate? And chuckles gradually faded as 4,000 coaches grew quiet. The fog lifted as the cold coach's message began to unfold. He turned the home plate. He turned it towards himself. And he used a Sharpie and he began to draw something. And when he turned it toward the crowd, pointed up, a house was revealed, complete with freshly drawn door and 2 windows. This is the problem in our homes today, with our marriages, with the way our parents or our children are disciplined, with our discipline. We don't teach accountability to our children. And there is no consequence for failing to meet a standard. We just widen home plate. And then to the point of the top of the house, he added a small American flag. This is the problem in our schools today. The quality of our education is going downhill fast, and teachers have been stripped of the tools they need to be successful and to educate and discipline our young people. We're allowing others to widen their home plate. Where is that getting us? Silence. He replaced the flag with a cross. And this is the problem in the church, where powerful people in positions of authority have taken advantage of young children, only to have such an atrocity swept under the rug for years. Our church leaders are widening home plate for themselves, and we're allowing it. And at the same time, and the same is true with our government, our so-called representatives make the rules for us that don't apply to them. Take that, they take bribes from lobbyists from foreign countries, that they no longer serve us, we the people, and we allow them to widen home plate. We see our country falling into a dark abyss while we just watch. The author of the story says, I'm amazed. At a baseball convention where I expected to learn something about curveballs and bunting and how to run better at practices, I had learned something more valuable. From an old man with home plate strung around his neck, I had learned something about my life and about life, about myself, about my weaknesses and about my responsibilities as a leader. I had to hold myself and others accountable to that which I knew to be right, lest our families, our faith, and our society continue to down this undesirable path. And remember, this was 1996. If I'm lucky, Coach Scalina's concluded, you will remember one thing from this old coach today. It is this: if we fail to hold ourselves to a higher standard, a standard of what we know to be right, if we fail to hold our spouses and our children to the standards, if we are unwilling to unable to provide or a consequence when they do not meet a standard, and if our schools and churches and government fail to hold themselves accountable to those they serve, there is but one thing to look forward to. And with that, he held home plate in front of his chest, turned it around, and revealed its dark black side. We have dark days ahead. Coach Scalinas died in 2009 at the age of 91, but not before touching the lives of hundreds of players and coaches, including mine. Meeting him at my first ABCA convention kept me returning year after year, looking for similar wisdom and inspiration from other coaches. He is the best clinic speaker the ABCA has ever known, because he was so much more than a baseball coach. His message was clear. Coaches, keep your players, no matter how good they are, your own children, your churches, your government, and most of all, keep yourself at 17 inches. And this, my friend, is what our country has become and what is wrong with it today. Today, it's August 3rd, 2023. I'm reading this. And now go out there and fix it. Don't widen home plate and don't change your standards. Improve them, be accountable to them, be ethical. And if you're not sure, ask somebody you trust. Give me a call and I'll put you in touch with other people. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate it.